Hello and welcome to another TLC tutoring accounting lesson. In this video we are going to be going over understanding cost flows in order to find unknowns. So at the bottom half of the screen you will see the basic cost flows that you should be familiar with already. And you'll keep in mind one of the very important functional formulas that we use all the time in managerial and cost accounting, which is beginning plus what's added minus what's used equals what's ending. We see that for all of our inventory accounts that we use in managerial accounting. Beginning plus purchase minus used equals ending raw materials. Beginning plus our manufacturing costs minus what we finish equals our ending WIP. And beginning plus costs of goods manufactured, our finished goods, plus whatever we sell equals ending finished goods. So in this problem, they're asking for us to find the raw materials that were purchased during the period. So this cell right here is going to be our unknown. So if we go ahead and we start with just this information, what we essentially need in order to solve for this unknown is beginning raw materials used, and ending raw materials. Now, our problem does provide beginning raw materials. That is 300. I'm not seeing raw materials used, however, and it does provide ending raw materials, which are 600. So in order to find this unknown, we're going to need to know our raw materials used. And since that is not provided, we're going to have to move over to our work in process inventory. Keep in mind the direct materials that are going into this work in process are being grabbed from raw materials. Keep in mind there might be some indirect here as well, but this problem assumes that all raw materials used are direct materials. So let's see if we have all the information we need in order to find our direct materials used during the period. Our beginning work in process is 1200. We're trying to find our direct materials. Direct labor is provided, that's 5,000. Factory overhead is 3,000. Cost of goods manufactured, that's not provided. And ending work in process is 1,000. So here we have another issue. In order to find direct materials used, we need to know our cost of goods manufactured. Since that's not provided, we're going to have to go all the way to the right-hand side of our cost flow sheet, finished goods inventory. All right, so beginning finished goods, they do provide that, 450. Cost of goods manufactured is what we need to find. Cost of goods sold, that's provided, 21,000, and ending finished goods is 50. So now we can use basic algebra to find out that missing unknown, cost of goods manufactured. So if you remember your basic algebra, just solve for x. So we're trying to get this one alone. So we would start with our right-hand side, 50 plus the 21,000 minus the 450, and you can check that math just to be sure. 450 plus 20,600 minus 21,000, that does equal 50, so we are good to go here. So now that we know that our cost of goods manufactured, we can bring that over to our work in process inventory. So we know our cost of goods manufactured is 20,600, so now we can finally find our direct materials used and then use that to find our raw materials purchased during the period. So again, use algebra to solve. And that tells us that our direct materials is 12,400. Again, I always recommend that you check your math just to be safe. Yep, 1,000. We're good to go there as well. Now that we know our direct materials used, let's plug it in to our raw materials inventory cost flow. And now we can finally solve for our first unknown, the whole purpose of this problem, using algebra. 600. There we go. So our answer for this problem is 12,700. But again, check your math just to be safe. 600. There we go. So the answer to our problem is $12,700 is the raw materials that were purchased during that period. So continue to start getting comfortable with these cost flows if you're not already, because there are some pretty in-depth problems that are going to involve these cost flows and understanding how these cost flows work. And they can also be very helpful once you start getting into journalizing purchases and work in process additions and moving things into finished goods, then eventually selling them. All right, well, that's it for this video. If you have any other questions, please be sure to leave it in the comments below. Be sure to be contributing to that conversation. And until next time, happy studying.